years ago they came out with YOLO, you only live once. In some way you only die once too, right? So living once is one thing, but when you die, when you have that end date, when you only die once, like, okay, maybe I need to, cram a little bit more. What I want to do by the time the last breath is, I want to make sure I look back and go, yeah, I really didn't miss anything. I tried as many things as I could. If I look back at the last sort of 9 years with myself and my wife, I don't think you could add any more things into the last 9 years. And I know that if I extrapolate that over the next, 50 years plus, and have the same sort of intensity and maybe not as many challenges, but they come with a success. I know that that's going to be a very, very fulfilled life, and I think that's what life's all about, is just trying to, if you squeeze your hand as hard as you can always squeeze it just a little bit harder. And that last time you just squeeze a little bit harder. I think if you try and have that thought and effort into each day, week, month, year, quarter, you'll be far ahead of where you thought you could ever go. So
yeah, it's really interesting on that point too. Like, this is one of the things that I always say to people, like, you grow up as a young boy. Like, I've got a 5-year-old boy at the moment, and he's trying to jump off things that you sort of go, oh, gee, he could hurt himself. And then he's trying to be Superman the next minute. And, you basically operate with no limits, you're limitless. And then you get a job and you get told you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Then you get a mortgage and you get a marriage and get these responsibilities, and you get this nearly pre-framed journey that you've been mapped out. You got to get a good education, get a good job. You got to buy your first home. Once you start paying your mortgage down, then you have to have an investment. And what the problem is, the stats at retirement age are dreadful for people that are able to have decisions on their own terms at retirement age. So where along that journey that we're all programmed to go down, where does that work? Stats just don't say that. So I'm always saying to people, don't be caught up in that Groundhog Day, that treadmill of, it's Friday, it's the weekend. Hump day, hump day's here, everybody. And then depression sets in on a Sunday night because you've got go into a job on Monday that you absolutely hate, and you're prepared to do that for 40 years. This here is like, why don't you map out a good 5-year plan? And in that 5-year plan, you've got a savings plan, you've got an investment plan, it might be a side hustle plan, it might be a plan to travel and experience and live life to the fullest with passion and purpose. And that's really all my vision and mission's all about.
Yeah.